Good morning, children. Today we are going to do another grammar topic for our term 1 syllabus, that is modals. Now, what are these modals? There are some words written on the board for you. Can, could, will, would, may, might, shall, should, dare, used to, ought to, have to, must. Okay, so individually we are going to discuss that where all and which all places, which exactly which word would be coming. Fine. So here I'm sharing the screen. Had it become bigger in size, you would have been able to see it more clearly. The system also behaves in a very typical way sometimes. Okay, let it be. I hope it's visible to you. It's clear? Arpita, you can see well? Fine. Okay. So, here are these words which can be considered as our modals. First, what exactly are these words which we are talking about? Modals are also called modal verbs, modal auxiliary verbs, modal auxiliaries. But they are the special verbs which behave very irregularly. Irregularly means sometimes as a suggestion, sometimes as an advice, sometimes as a possibility. It all depends on what is the mood of the speaker, and according to that, they are used. Second thing, they are always different from the normal verbs. Normal verbs means which we usually refer to as the V1. You know the three forms of the verb V1, V2, V3. So V1 is that do, play, work, write, run. So these modal verbs are different from those verbs because they give additional information about the function. I will play, I should play, I must work hard, you ought to work hard. See, so the main verbs or the normal verbs remain at their place only, but these modal verbs would add to the function of the main verb. Another thing, they convey moods of the speaker. Moods like ability, I can do it. Possibility, it might rain. Permission, may I go. Obligation, you must do your duty. So, what is the mood the speaker wishes to convey? Modals is all about that only. Basic principles of the modals. Just like the main verbs change, like suppose work becomes working, worked, works, but these modals never change. They never change their form. Another thing, they are always followed by an infinitive without to. Infinitive without to means the verb in its base form, which we also call it as V1. V1, verb in the first form, base form, or the bare infinitive. Like a simple thing, in simple language, V1 without S or ES. We call it as the base form. You must stop. You should see. So this is V1 without S or DS. They are used to express certainty, possibility, willingness, obligation, necessity, ability. And these modals are never affected by the person, number, or gender of the subject. Just like usually some of the verbs do according to the subject number, according to the person, number, gender. Okay? They remain, modals remain the same. Now here is a simple overview, a glance for you, that these are the modals and how all and which all places do we use these modal verbs. Individually we are going to discuss each. We shall discuss each of them individually. But still, one single word can have many uses. Can be ability, suggestion, request. Could can be ability, request, suggestion. See the second, it's be able to. The verb be basically means, wherever there is be, that basically means is, am, are, was, were. Be means this. So be able to means he is able to. I am able to. They are able to. So be means is, am, are, was, were. And accordingly, here are the others which we are going to discuss. Okay. So these modals can be used as permission, ability, obligation, prohibition, lack of necessity. Lack of necessity means you need not do this work. Advice, possibility, probability. Let's discuss each one. Can. When all, where all do we use can? First, ability to do something in the present. Present. I can speak English. I can teach English. Okay, ability. Permission. Can I go to the cinema? Can I switch on the TV? Can I go out and play? Permission. Request. Can for request. But this request of can is considered to be an impolite request. Okay? Can is always an impolite request, wherein you are showing more of your ability. Can you wait a moment? This is not a very polite request. Offer, when you offer someone, I can lend you my car tomorrow. Suggestion, can we visit grandma at the weekend? Can we go to watch the movie? Okay, it's a suggestion. Possibility. It can get very hot in Arizona this year. Okay, so these are the uses of can. Could. Ability to do something in the past. Something which you are not able to pursue right now. Ability of the past. I could speak English when I was in school. I am no more in touch with it just now. So I could speak English. Permission to do something in the past. I could go to the cinema when I was a young girl. It means I don't have that freedom just now. Ability of the past. Polite question. Here it is comparatively polite than can. Could I go to the cinema, please? Polite request. Could you wait a moment, please? The word please in itself adds politeness to it. Polite offer. I could lend you my car till tomorrow. Polite suggestion. Polite suggestion. One was just suggestion. Can we visit the grandma? Could. Polite suggestion. Could we visit? Then possibility. Could we, or it could get very hot in Montana this year. May. May. Possibility. It may rain today. Permission to do something in the present. Now, may in permission is a very polite permission. Okay? Whenever you have to enter the class, you usually say, ma'am, can I come in? That is not a permission, a polite permission. When you seek a polite permission, you always use may. May I come in, ma'am? May I go to the cinema? Polite suggestion, very polite. May I help you? Another, to express purpose. She flatters so that she may win favors. Purpose, she's doing because she wants it. So she does this so that she may win. Wish, to express wish. May God bless you. May her soul rest in peace. May is used for these purposes. Might. Might means possibility which is less possible than may. I'll tell you the example. He may survive after the operation. It means there's possibility. He might survive after the operation. It means his survival is doubtful. So that doubtful possibility is might. It may rain means there are chances. Might rain, doubtful possibility. Hesitant offer. Might I help you? When you are hesitating to offer your help to somebody. When you are hesitating to come out with your words, that hesitant offer is might. Must. Must is a force or a necessity which you are expected to do. We must work hard to succeed. Possibility. You had been studying throughout the day, you must be tired. Advice or a recommendation. Advice or a recommendation means recently you watched some very good web series and you are suggesting your friend, you must see that Special Ops. It's a wonderful web series. Okay, so advice, recommend. You must go to that place once. It's a wonderful place. Compulsion. We must reach school in time. Moral thing. We must obey our elders. We must follow the rules of our school. We must attend the online class daily. Compulsion. Obligation. Okay. Ought to. Ought to is advice plus moral obligation. Moral obligation means your conscience also should be answerable to it. You should know, okay, you should do it, you have to do it, you ought to do it. You ought to drive carefully in bad weather, you ought to switch off the light when you leave the room. Ought to. Shall. Shall is used instead of will in the first person. First person. Wherever in any of the word you find I or we, with I or we use shall. Okay? Should. Should is an advice. You should drive carefully. Advice. Obligation. See this statement. You should switch off the light. In the previous slide we did, you ought to switch off the light when you leave the room. Both are correct. Both are correct. So, in this topic, if it's just fill-ups, then two answers may be correct. But usually this topic comes with fill in. Yeah, choose the appropriate one. So you would be given 2 options, choose anyone. You would be given 4 options, choose anyone. And those 4 would be more or less the same ones. You may get confused. Because if it's just fill-ups, then there could be more than one answer. As we are discussing for this obligation, You ought to switch off the light and you should switch off the light. You must switch off the light. All are correct. Okay. Then duty. We should obey our elders. It's a duty to obey the elders. Now, after lest, in any statement, if the word lest comes, should would be there. For sure. Work hard lest you should fail. Had the word lest not been there, the sentence would be work hard or you would fail. You might fail. But when the word lest comes, then with lest should has to be necessarily there. Then disapprove a past action, something which has already happened and you are disapproving of it. Disapproving of something which had already happened. Like, they should not have laughed at her. They already did, but they shouldn't have done it. Then the next, will. A wish, request, demand, order, which is less polite. Mark this word over here, less polite. Means when I'm telling someone, will you please shut the door? It doesn't reveal the politeness. But when I say, would you please shut the door? That refers to a bit of politeness now. Again, the same thing, mood of the speaker, intention of the speaker. Okay? Now, prediction or assumption. I think it will rain on Friday. You are predicting it. Promise, I will stop smoking. Promising something. Spontaneous decision, quick decision. Somebody saying, can somebody drive me to the station? Okay. Can somebody answer my question? Can somebody make this project? Can anyone make the timetable? So spontaneously, any one of you would raise the hand and say, ma'am, I will. Spontaneous decision. And then habits. She is strange. She will sit for hours without talking. Habits, will is used for that. Okay. Then would. Just now we discussed the difference between will and would. Will is less polite. Would is more polite. Would you shut the door, please? Politeness revealed. Habits in the past. Habits in the past. Not a habit just now. Sometimes he would bring me flowers. To indicate refusal. Refusal. The wound would not heal quickly. You would not pass if you study hard. Refusal. Condition of uncertainty. Condition of uncertainty means, had he come to my place, I would have told him all the answers. Had he talked to me, I would have told him everything. Had he met me, I would have told everything. So, condition which is uncertain, which did not happen. The main models have been done. Now here is a simple difference between dare and have to. Dare is denoting challenge or a defiance. Challenging someone. How dare you do it? How dare you complete it without my information or my orders? Courage in a negative statement. Courage. I dare not ask her to teach me. Means I don't have that guts, that courage. Okay. Have to is obligation, a simple thing. I have to attend a meeting tomorrow. Have to is also used when this obligation is a repeated occurrence. I have to attend the online class every day. We have to reach the school by 7 a.m. every day. Okay? So, have to for obligation plus obligation which is a repeated occurrence. Then, some examples for you. We are reading out each one. How each thing displays what exactly would be in the fill up. Suppose see in this statement, duty or an obligation. So for this, should and must both are correct. Should and must both are correct. So when you get it in the fill up as fill ups, both would be considered. But when it's given that two options are given in the bracket, then these two won't be there. You would be having some other two examples. You would be having can and must. So which one would you choose? Obviously must. Okay, then advice, you should not play with sharp objects. Frequent past actions, after lunch he would take a short nap. Possibility, he may be elected as the president of the committee. Moral obligation, we must be loyal to our country, means it is expected from each individual to be that way. Prohibition, must not eat in the classroom. Doubtful possibility, the patient might recover. When the sentence is the patient may recover, it means there are some chances of his recovery. But when we say might, it's a doubtful possibility. Okay? With this, we complete this topic. Each one of you children, I'm telling you, whichever grammar book you have with you, whichever grammar book you have, kindly practice some examples. Okay? Next week, we shall be having a test of all the grammar topics which we have covered till now. Okay? You need to practice all these grammar topics in your refreshers or the grammar books, whichever